What is get your it's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today guys we're going to be going over and talking about the two new reward cards added to NBA 2K23 MyTEAM today. The two RNG reward cards, I should say. They're not reward cards that you can, grind 100 games for and get. No, these are RNG. So there's no guarantee you're going to get these cards. It's basically all random. You got to get lucky to get these cards. But Alonzo Mourning is our offline reward and Gilbert Arenas is our online reward today. Now again, obviously there is no guarantees when it comes to these cards. You do have to get lucky to get these cards. Now, why do I like that? Let's start with Alonzo Mourning. Now, why do I first off like that Alonzo Mourning's in offline? Because that's a mode everybody can play and get wins in. You don't have to be good to get wins in offline modes. And I like the fact that Alonzo Mourning is our offline reward instead of the online reward, because he is, as simple as I can put it, better than Gilbert Arenas. Okay, it's that simple, it's that easy. Alonzo Mourning is going to be better than Agent Zero. Now, offline again, clutch time, offline, triple threat, offline. That's going to be probably your best methods for Alonzo Mourning. Now, what does the card give you? Well, he's basically an invincible card. 91 3-ball, every inside scoring thing's above a 95. Every athleticism and defensive thing is above a 95 as well. Has every Hall of Fame defensive badge you can ask for. Outside of, the gold ankle braces, which is just fine by itself. I mean, what is there not to like about Alonzo Mourning? I think that's where we should start, okay? He's 6'10". And if you don't like Alonzo Mourning because he's 6'10", I get it. But he's got the John Wall base with the Rudy upper on very quick. Maybe the smoothest release a power forward can have in my team. Comes with the normal leaner, MJ dribble style, great SIGs, the Asta slide. I'm telling you guys this right now. If you get Alonzo Mourning, he's nearly a must run in my team. Now again, if you don't get him, is it the end of the world? No. But I'm just saying, let's say your favorite mode's clutch time offline or triple threat offline, and you're just playing it for fun, and you get Alonzo Mourning, you're getting one of the best power forwards in the entire game. Because, again, stat-wise, basically an invincible. Badge-wise, you can't do much better than what Alonzo Mourning is going to do for you on the court. And even SIG-wise, he's nearly perfect. So that's just kind of something to keep in the back of your guys' minds as you guys, dive into this thing. Alonzo Mourning is absolutely elite in my team, and anybody that argues anything else is just plain and simple wrong. Like, Alonzo Mourning is that elite in my team. And if I get him as far as an RNG reward in my team, I'm going to love it because he's going to be one of the best power forwards in my team. The only downside to Alonzo Mourning is he's only 6'10". That's really the only case you can make for Alonzo Mourning not being that next level good as well. He's only 6'10", but he's got a 7'6" wingspan. I feel like his wide player model is going to be really solid as well. And for me, from the outside looking in, I feel like he is going to be one of the best budget ballers into the entire game. Now again, that's just my opinion from the outside looking in. I think the card is going to be absolutely outstanding. So that's my opinion on Alonzo Mourning. Next, let's talk about Gilbert Arenas. Agent Zero is going to be our online reward for the season. Now, I mean, he is 6'4" instead of 6'3", but he really needed to be 6'5" for him to standing dunk. I mean, probably going to be better on current gen than next gen, because again, on next gen, not going to have standing dunks. Let's start with this. Quick drop dunks, smooth, O'Shea base, Oscar upper on very quick. You're not going to get a much better release than that. Trey leaner, really good dribble SIGs as well. This card, if you get him, is another card that I think plays. I don't love Gilbert Arenas, so I'm not going to sit here and gas him, but I will say if you get the card, I do think he plays for you and your specific squad. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and gas Gilbert Arenas because I think there are better point guards, obviously, in the game. But as far as an RNG online reward, the card is solid enough for a Gilbert Arenas, right? You can only make Gilbert Arenas so good, and he is good for what he is. Good defensive badges, playmaking badges, really solid. Shooting-wise, again, has what he needs there. And finishing-wise, incredible. Driving dunk at a 95 is incredible. Playmaking badge is perfect. And defensively, he is going to hold his own. Again, he's 6'4", 6'9" wingspan. It's not like the card is just really small in general. Sure, he's not the tallest card, you know, we've seen, but it's not like he's super small in general, right? He can you know, hold his own enough a little bit, you know, to kind of just, again, hold you over when it does come down to it. So that's, again, kind of my opinion on Agent Zero. Probably not the best card in the game, but is a card that, you know, if you are looking to get a new point guard, or if you, let's say, just love playing online modes like myself, again, that's the modes I love playing. If I get Gilbert Arenas something nobody spent, he's going to play. Now, is he going to play over a guy like Shaun Livingston? That's one that's tough. I doubt it. You know, same thing with Ryan Artest. Those cards are just taller. They're going to give you that little bit more. But again, that's where things ultimately do get tough for you, is where do you cut the line on how good Gilbert Arenas is? And again, I think for me, it's got to be, you know, he's really good, but there is a limit. There's a, you know, the ceiling's not, you know, untapped with Gilbert Arenas. You know, there is a limit for how good the card truly can be in my team. So that's just as I think about things, how I'm, you know, thinking about things with these cards. I personally do like Gilbert Arenas in my team. I just wish he wasn't 6'4", because Gilbert Arenas, look, he was when I was growing up, the reasons I liked the Washington Wizards was because of Gilbert Arenas. I loved him in general. And maybe it was like one of the first reasons I started loving basketball was because of Gilbert Arenas. It's crazy that's the truth. And the fact that he's 6'4", like, he's just, it leaves that little bit to be desired. So between Alonzo Mourning and Gilbert Arenas, I mean, if you're asking me, Ty, which one's more worth it to grind for? If you are to grind for a card, I think Alonzo Mourning is your better option. Now, are either of these cards to the level of, let's say, like a Steve Smith? I think that's what's tough, is I don't think either of these cards are to that level of a Steve Smith, you know, to that level of, you know, one of the best cards in the game. And again, I think that's the problem that I'm personally seeing with this is I like what Alonzo Mourning is going to do to bring to the table. I don't mind Agent Zero in general. I think both those cards are really solid in general, solid enough in general. But to me, neither of these cards are like worth grinding for. Again, if you get them for free, that's a different thing, and that's a different story, and something that I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe you guys just need to go and do your thing. Get them for free and ultimately see what happens. But for me, as I'm looking at these, I don't see much here. Okay, Alonzo Mourning obviously is the card that I'm higher on, the card that is ultimately better. But you know, Agent Zero is very solid in his own right. So neither of these cards are bad. I would just say thumbs up towards Alonzo Mourning and offline, because you're, you know, if you play online and grind for Gilbert Arenas, you're probably going to drive yourself insane. So offline, Alonzo Mourning is the thumbs up here. Agent Zero probably going to get the thumbs down here. More importantly, because he's only 6'4", but again, he is the online reward as well, which it's just, to me, really hard to make the case that an online reward in Gilbert Arenas, like, is worth grinding for. Especially when you're, like, let's say you play My Team Unlimited, you get Shaun Livingston on the way anyways. It's just really tough to make the case that Agent Zero is ultimately worth it. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.